Okay, we're here tonight at the Reading East and Reading West dinner. We've got a very special guest tonight. We've got Iain Dale, who is famous in politics as a blogger, and he's got a great website, and he also used to have a television programme, didn't you? 18 Doubters.
Yeah.
So Iain is also previously a Conservative candidate, I think in Norfolk. North.
But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that, Frank. Anyway, what are you going to tell us tonight, Iain?
I haven't the faintest idea, to be honest, but I suspect I never really plan speeches properly. Maybe I should, but I just find it's more natural if I just sort of get up there and say what I have to say. But I guess I'll talk a bit about what's going on in politics at the moment. The original election I was up there over the weekend. Maybe talk a bit about that. And I think also the importance of being honest in politics. I don't mean particularly, well, I do mean financially, obviously, but also honest to yourself. You can't go into politics and pretend you're something that you're not. Too many people do that nowadays. So talk a bit about that. Maybe have a little go around because, I mean,
why not?
What he's there for.
And I mean, you've been at the forefront of this whole blogging explosion that's taken place. I think particularly in the last 5 years. I mean, you were one of the first ones, and it's how you really made a big name for yourself in politics. I suppose a national name within the sort of Westminster Village side.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting phenomenon because when I started back in 2002, I had no idea how it would develop. I didn't have a grandmaster plan to go. But the internet is gradually taking over a lot of the functions of mainstream media, and it's very interesting to watch how newspapers, TV, radio are coping with this phenomenon, where people like me and lots of others come into it. And okay, we might have been in politics and around media for a long time, but we're not professional journalists. We don't pretend to be, and yet we're breaking stories that in previous times newspaper journalists might have.
How is that possible? How are you able to break stories and make them stand up, verify them in the way that a sort of newspaper previously would? How are you managing to do that?
Because people like you come to me now rather than go to the Daily Mail or the Daily Telegraph. I mean, I'm not really. I haven't got a news blog. My blog is there to commentate on what goes on. So I don't see my role as breaking stories. But if someone gives me a story, I'm going to use it. And I check it out, I hope in the same way that a proper journalist would do. But sometimes it goes wrong, just as it might do for a newspaper sometimes. But more and more you will see in newspaper stories that first broke on the internet. The Damien McBride Smeargate saga, that started on the internet. I've done a few stories over the last few weeks about the candidates in the Norwich North by-election, which indicate parochial stuff only of interest to the Westminster Village, really. But when you discover that the Lib Dem candidate has a moat, I mean, you've got to really take the mickey out of it, haven't you?
So, I mean, where do you think all the sort of blogging and the internet stuff goes from here? What's the sort of next leap forward, or isn't there one?
I have no idea, and that's the great thing about the internet, in that nobody knows. Twitter is the new big phenomenon, social media phenomenon. Yeah. A year ago, it was there, but it didn't really get much traction. I was very sceptical about it, but I've adopted it now and use it quite a lot. I've got 5,000 people following me on Twitter. They do it for their own reasons. But I've got a little community out there that if I'm writing a speech and I want to know something, I send out a Twitter, within 20 seconds I've got the answer.
So what is a tweet?
A tweet is a sentence or a sentence or two. It has to be 140 characters or less. It's a bit like a Facebook status update. And for example, on the way here tonight, as I'm driving to Reading to address Reading as Conservatives, I hear they're a feisty bunch. And judging from the noise in that room, I wasn't far off.
And just to continue this testing your new media knowledge, how do you post somebody?
That's on Facebook, not Twitter.
Oh, that's Facebook. Well, no, but I did say new media.
You have friends on Facebook, and I've never quite understood the poking phenomenon, but from time to time I will poke someone, they might poke me back.
There, on that bombshell we'll leave it.